Try this again. I'm going to try it again. I just screwed up. Let's try it again. Let's get it right this time. All right. Okay. I think we're live. Let's try to call our friend in Wall. Keith is down in Wall. Let's give him a call. I was in another call. Can't do it. Maybe he's calling me. He might be trying to call me. All right. Hopefully he's calling me. Keith is down in Wall Township right now with a bunch of other activists, and they're trying to get Wall to come around and have some compassion for sick and dying people, because they are banning cannabis in Wall, and it's based on a lot of different reasons. There's a lot of corruption. There's a lot of racism. There's a lot of racism. A lot of it's racism down the shore. These Republican governments down in the shore towns are basically pretty much racist. Not in my town. Even though the population of those Republican towns all want cannabis, the government does not. The government is not fulfilling the will of the people down the shore in New Jersey. It's absolutely disgusting. So we are going to try to call Keith again here. Let's see. Let's see if we can get him on the line here. Oh, I missed a video call. Did I miss it? Oh, shit. I think I missed it. Let's try it again. Let's see if this works.
Yo, homie.
Yo, what's up, my man?
What's going on, brother?
Hold on. Let me fix your video here. All right, there's Keith. He's down in Wall Township. How's it going down in Wall Township? What's going on down there?
Right now, it is an army of three.
Hey, that's good. That's all it takes sometimes, bro.
Unfortunately, the rain definitely shorted us, so it's hi, guys.
Yo.
What's up, buddy?
What's going on, fellas?
How you doing?
Good, bro. Thanks for taking part, man. I good luck with these guys down there. It's a tough nut to crack down there, man.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was my number one. This was my first offense. Wall Township.
Really?
Yes, sir.
What happened to you?
Oh, obstruction of view at 12:30 in the morning. My air freshener and graduation tassel. How he managed to see that across his 19-inch computer monitor and his strobe light and his spotlight and his camera, I'm not too sure, but I was the threat on the road.
Wow. What the hell?
No weaving, swerving. My man followed me for like 5 miles. He had nothing until he came up on the light next to me. Caught my mini graduation tassel.
That was just what he used.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. I feel safer. I feel safer now knowing that you got arrested for that. I feel good now. Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Good job. Wow. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry you guys have to even go out here to do this, to fight for your rights. These are your rights.
Oh, yeah. 62% of Wall already voted yes. 10,000 citizens' votes just apparently don't matter anymore.
We're fighting for you too, Ed, because they didn't accommodate you. You gotta sit there on the computer room. You can't even come down here and speak your own mind. You know what I'm saying?
I called.
So speak out for you too.
I called for access. They wouldn't give me disabled access. They wouldn't give it to me.
So they can do it for 14 months, but they can't do it now, right?
They did it for healthy people, but they can't do it for disabled people now. All of a sudden, they can't do it. Yeah,
you know
right.
why?
No.
They don't want the extra eyes on them. That's what it is.
No.
That's really what it is. They want it to be a closed session, just have the audio, so that way they have the ability to turn their mic away so they can say something off record.
So,
Yep.
Keith, who else is with you there?
Adam,
what are you going to say to the council? Why are you there?
I'm here because there is definitely a disproportionate amount of racism here in Wall Township. It's been going on for quite some time. It's been going on since the early 20s, and it's just evolved itself over time. It's not like it's changed, and it's not different. It's still the same. Most of the African American community is on the outskirts of this town. And that's purposely done. They're not on the inskirts of the town. They're not in North Wall, South Wall. They're not there. They're on the outskirts of town in Farmingdale, near Neptune, because that's the area that Wall Township wants to keep people like me. at.
Segregation. Yay, new age segregation.
Now, you
Let's
and
be-
Keith and you both smoke the same amount of weed together, but you've been
Yes.
arrested and hassled a lot more than Keith. Why is that?
I have been arrested by Wall Township probably 4 more times than Keith was.
Yep.
Wow.
I wonder if it's that.
Wow.
I think that's probably the case.
Did they come out of the car with their guns, like the hand on their guns too, and like?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Oh yeah. I've gotten the whole 9. Put your hands on the dash. The whole thing. The whole thing.
So dude, honestly, I've never heard that in my life. I'm a hippie and I got long hair.
Oh,
I've
wait,
never heard that.
The circle on 34 over here. I remember this. The officer told me, all right, you know what I'm going to need you to do? Take off your shoes and socks.
What?
In the middle of November. Take off your shoes and socks in the middle of November. Just so he could find something on me.
You just wanted to count your toes, dude. That's all it was.
But the driver of the car didn't have to do anything like that. Nothing. 0. He even told him verbatim, I'm not concerned about you. I'm concerned about this guy. He smells like marijuana. So just because I smell like marijuana, you got to strip my shoes and socks off and basically in the middle of the winter, allow me to be cold as shit. That's fine. That's totally fine. Okay, that's fair. Oh, and the person I was driving was white. Just so you know, so that's a clear context. Yeah, that's still going on here in Wall Township. They might change the narrative. Weed might be legal. They don't want it in the town because of the smell. Bro, it's bullshit. It's because they don't want it in the town because of people like me. That's what it is. That's what it is. I've lived here my entire life. I know exactly what it is. I've gone to the schools. I know what it is.
They got good old boy outfits. Come on.
Yeah.
Their uniform is a good old boy outfit. My man had the full sheriff brim, the full Mountie outfit. He was doing some work that night. He got me. He was putting in some time.
There's a joke in Wall that goes, why do Wall cops wear white hats?
Why?
Because they can't wear the hoods anymore. That's basically what it is.
Well, didn't they build a bunch of buildings down there with the KKK?
Yeah, the
rallies?
town was mostly founded by the Klan and stuff like that, yeah.
Wasn't Evans area a
Yeah.
Nazi retreat?
Yep, pretty much. Before it was the military, it was all Klan. Yep.
So this is what the kids learn from their parents. They learn from their parents, and their parents.
Oh, yeah.
This is a whole generational thing that just goes on and on and on down there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Of ignorance.
Yep.
Jeez.
How's it going, guys? So, yeah, that's basically what we're...
Trying to convey that message that you can't just sit here and say you don't want to allow something when it's not a partisan issue anymore. It's not Republican versus Democratic. It's not white, black, brown, purple, green. People smoke weed. It has nothing to do with that. It's not a danger to children because children ingest marijuana. Do we know who Jay Koenig is? Because he's the reason why the medical industry in Jersey is the way it is. Do we know who Charlotte Figge is? Because they're the reasons why marijuana is even being looked at in the medical industry. So you can't say that you're trying to protect the children. If my child was dying of cancer, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make sure they get some cannabis in their system. Just on the off chance that might help them. Or give them a better semblance of life, because it does. Lets them eat. Lets them not be sick. I've seen these videos of kids with Dravet syndrome and all these crazy seizures and stuff, and they're given cannabis oil, and they're fine. Are those parents bad? No. They're trying to take care of their children.
The fact that it just can't even be studied for medical purposes is Schedule 1. Like the fact that we could just reschedule it is probably the simplest and most impactful thing that could be done on like a federal level, but it's mind-boggling. Like we're like the irony of the fact that it's being Schedule 1. It doesn't have any medicinal benefit, but you also can't test it for any medicinal benefit. So I don't understand where that rationale was. Well, I know very well where that rationale was originated in, and there was no logic of basis there. But
yeah, that was not any sort of facts, any sort of good logic. Yeah, you're right.
They skew the facts all the time. They have stats. They have their stats that they use, and they're all crap. It's propaganda.
Yep.
That's what.
How's it going?
They have stats about fatalities while they're driving. Oh yeah, there's cannabis in the system of these people. Yeah, but they don't say that they're drunk too. These people were drunk and they had cannabis in their system. They don't consider the drunk part though. That's why they crashed. That's a stat they use all the time. Kevin Sabet uses that stat all the time.
Kevin Sabet. I don't like that guy.
He's full of shit.
He is.
So do you think there's any council people that are on board with you that'll agree with you, or what's your goal tonight?
I think Kingman might be the most likely to kind of agree with us. I don't know. I don't really. They're all pretty hard to convince, I think.
It's not even that they're hard to convince. It's all old school. It's all facts that they're all. Everything that they have learned and known from all of these years prior, it's what they're using now as a defense mechanism, apparently, for their town or whatever have you, the jurisdiction. It's, it's going to make you do this, or it might make you go crazy, or the kids are going to get it. Well, the kids have been getting it. I started smoking weed in high school, so what's the difference? You know what the difference is? You know what the difference is now?
Regulated system.
A regulated system, exactly, where kids aren't getting a hold of it that easily. Obviously, they need to have a card in order to step foot into the facility, period.
Yep.
And they're not even allowed to solicit or hang out outside. If you've been to any dispensary in New Jersey, nobody else but the allowed medical patients are allowed to be outside there. They usher you away. Those guys, They have outdoor staff. They're a legitimate business, and not even just a business. It's to help people, help everyone. It's no longer a partisan issue. Like, just because you have Phil Murphy legalizing it in the state, and now all these towns want to collectively say no. Well, most of these towns, have anybody really realized that they're Republican controlled? Has anybody seen that or known this? Like, there's kind of like correlation in that. But we can see with the bigger picture of all of these Republicans and Democrats that actually really make the rules, the MORE Act and all that stuff that's going through, they don't care about any of that. They know it's no longer an issue. It's not an issue. Black and white people and Asian and whatever demographic, everybody consumes cannabis at whatever rate. So that's not an issue.
Or just naturally has cannabinoids in their system. Crazy concept.
Yeah. Like endocannabinoid systems don't exist. You know what I mean? Oh, I'm going to walk to my car and just get the petition real quick because we're about to start in like 10 minutes. That's when the committee meeting starts.
Cool.
But,
are you going to go Facebook Live for the meeting and your speeches?
I'm going to ask if I can. I don't know if video recording is allowed. But
no, you're allowed. You're allowed, and never ask permission. Never ask permission.
True.
Always ask forgiveness.
That's true.
Because they'll say no, but just do it. It's your right to do. You have a right to film.
That's true. I do.
They can restrict where you can film from. In Middletown, if there's more than 30 people in the audience, they can push you in the back of the room in Middletown.
Should I try and bring in my tripod?
No, tripod, you will have a problem. They will definitely say something for that.
Okay, so
that's
just
considered. Yeah, that's considered professional equipment.
Okay.
Yeah, isn't that funny? Like, if you sit up on the boardwalk without a tripod, you're good. If you have a tripod, you have to get a permit.
That's messed up.
It's professional.
I did not know that.
But
so,
hold your phone in your hand and you're good, man. They can't stop
so
that.
Basically, what my plan going forward is because we got kind of washed by the rain. I want the next committee meeting, that same day, just like this, have the next protest then. So I'll keep you up to date with when that's going to be.
Absolutely.
We'll work something out.
God bless you guys. You guys rock, man. Let them have it, man. Give it to them good because they're ignorant as you know what down there.
My petition with 256 signatures.
Yes.
So I saw your name on there, so thank you.
Yes, you guys rock, man. Thank you guys for what you're doing, man. Appreciate it.
I appreciate you so much, and we'll be in touch.
Anybody watching this, go get to Wall tonight. You got another few minutes to get to Wall. If you hear this, get to Wall. I think Jeff
Thank
King
you,
was
sir.
trying to get there, but I don't know if he can make it.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate you.
Yeah, man. Good luck, fellas.
Everybody say goodbye. We're about to
Peace out. Go get him. Get him.
Alrighty.
Later, guys. Wow, that's awesome. Keith Hunsaker is getting it done down in Wall Township. Amazing work down there, and yeah, it is tough getting people out. But hey, in the rain, you got a few people out there in the rain. That's amazing to get some people out there in the rain. Hey, man. Believe me, there's not much better to do tonight than go to a council meeting. So, I mean, more people should take part. These are fun. And when you can take part from your house, it's even more fun. Let me try to get back on to, where were we? Franklin? I think we were trying to get into Franklin to thank them. Let's go to Franklin. I'm going to, oh, jeez. Hold on. Oh, boy. I'm screwing up here. Okay. I have to log in again to the council meeting here. And I think we're back in.
A doctor was called down from the hospital and the suspect, James Krell, was pronounced dead. The body was removed to the county morgue. In going over the dead man's effects, we found a receipt from one of the downtown hotels. There were 2 names listed on it, and a notation to the effect that the rent on room 517 had been paid for a week. The other name on the slip was Sidney Larson. We checked it through R&I and we found that Larson had a long felony record in California and had been paroled 2 months previously. The report came back on the gun that Krell had used. It was among 7 revolvers that had been stolen from a hardware store in Tulare on May 6th. The other 6 guns were still missing. We checked with Dr. Sebastian on Officer Giroux's condition. We were told that the policeman was still unconscious, but that he had passed the critical stage. Mrs. Giroux collapsed when she heard the news that her husband would never walk again. She was placed under sedative. 10:48 p.m. Frank and I left the office and drove over to the hotel named on the receipt we found. It was a rundown place with a potted rubber plant in the lobby. We rang the bell on the counter and waited. Yeah? You're the manager here? Right now I am. Yeah, what? Police officers want some information. About what? Take a look at this. Got one of your receipts? You take a look.
Sounds like Dragnet.
Now, wait a minute. Let me get the lights on so I can see.
This sounds like Dragnet. Hello? Okay. Hi, can you hear me? Oh, hi. My name is Edward Grimes. I'm calling for the council meeting. I'm trying to call in by the telephone number that was on the agenda. Oh, I'm sorry. Why did they give me this number? What? They gave me the wrong number in Springfield? All right, let's look it up. Springfield. Let me look up Springfield's phone number. I had it here before. We'll go back to it here. Hold on. I have it in the chat, too. Hold on. It's right in the chat here. Hold on. I have it right here. Springfield. South Brunswick. Springfield. Is this it? Oh, jeez. Where's Springfield? Hang on. Where is the Springfield meeting? I lost it already. Hold on. Springfield's right here. 973. Shoot. 973-232-4442. This is the number here. Sorry, I called the wrong number. Okay, so this is the number they give you on the agenda.
Township committee meeting.
Oh, we're in.
Hello?
Oh, hi, yes. Calling for the township committee?
Yeah. Township committee hasn't started yet.
Okay.
It starts at 7 o'clock. And, we're probably you'll see it if you're watching online when the public comment is, and you can then call back again.
Oh, can I just stay on? Because I'm disabled. I just would rather just leave it on. And this is kind of my this is my disability access, actually.
Got you. So I mean, the issue is going to be that we're going to. I mean, by the time we can't leave you on because we haven't started the meeting technically, and then you're going to have to, because we're going to go to executive closed session.
Okay.
So in the beginning, so you would be on for quite a while. So I think the best way, hang up, and then I don't know, are you able to watch it like on YouTube or Facebook?
Okay, I'll try that.
And then you'll watch, and then you'll see when we come back and public comment. I'm assuming it's not on an agenda item.
I
Are you
don't.
bringing like just a regular issue to our attention?
Yeah, I would like to speak about the cannabis ordinance. Is that on the agenda tonight?
That's not. So that would be something that you would have to speak at the end of the meeting.
Very good. Okay.
So yeah, so just monitor the meeting and public comment at the end, and you'll have an opportunity to call back.
Okay, so executive session is what, an hour, you think?
No, I would say you're probably looking at about 30 to 45 minutes.
Okay. Very good.
Before the end of the meeting. So yeah, I would say about 30 minutes. Definitely check back.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
All right, no problem. Bye.
Okay, so Springfield does have access. Springfield gives us a telephone line, and let me tell you something. That's enough. A disabled person is able to take part through a telephone line, and believe me, it's acceptable. It's acceptable to have our voices heard that way. Okay, you can't see our video, but we'll accept that. It's a way to take part for disabled people. So thank you, Springfield, for allowing us to take part through the telephone at least. That's pretty cool. What happened? Why are they playing?
Just heard Dragnet.
Mr. Mayor, we are live.
Why are they playing Dragnet?
Technical advice comes from the Office of Chief of Police W.H. Parker.
Everybody,
Why are they playing Dragnet? I'm confused.
Yep.
Dragnet?
This work session, regular meeting of the Township Council is called to order. Madam Master Clerk.
In accordance with the Open Public Meeting Act of the State of New Jersey, adequate notice of this work session regular meeting of the Franklin Township Council was made by the posting on the front doors of the municipal building, posted on the township's website, and electronically transmitted to the officially designated newspapers, indicating that this work session regular meeting would take place via WebEx at 7 p.m. on Tuesday, June 22nd, 2021.
Thank you. Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, Councilman Barrison, sorry, if you could lead us in the invocation.
May those assembled here today enjoy the many offerings of our township. May we abide by the rules we have established, those of trust, fellowship, and ethics, and may we place service above self in our daily endeavors. And may we always test ourselves and our efforts to be sure they are truth, good, and for all concerned, of benefit to mankind, and provide peace and understanding. Amen.
Amen. Madam Master Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilman Barrison?
Here.
Councilman Chase?
Here.
Councilwoman Francois?
Here.
Mayor Kramer?
Here.
Councilman Onijaka?
Here.
Councilwoman Pruitt?
Here.
Councilwoman Udine?
Here.
Deputy Mayor Vassanella?
Here.
Councilman Wright?
Here.
Okay.
Mr. Mayor, if we could just remind everybody to please stay muted. We are getting a lot of background noise.
Thank you. Commendations and proclamations, the Juneteenth proclamation, Councilwoman Pruitt.
Thank you, Mayor. So Juneteenth proclamation. Whereas Juneteenth is the nation's oldest celebration commemorating the day which marked the effective end of slavery, and whereas on June 19th, 1865, Union General Gordon Granger led thousands of federal troops to Galveston, Texas, to announce that the Civil War had ended and slaves had been freed. And whereas today we commemorate the anniversary of that delayed but welcome news, and whereas decades of collective action would follow as equality and justice for African Americans advance slowly, frustratingly, gradually on our nation's journey toward a more perfect union, and whereas Juneteenth is a time to recommit ourselves to the work that remains undone, and we remember that even in the darkest hours, there is cause to hope for tomorrow's light. And now, therefore, I, Crystal Pruitt, Councilwoman at Large, and Philip Craner, Mayor of the Township of Franklin, County of Somerset, State of New Jersey, on behalf of the Township Council and the citizens of the Township of Franklin, proclaim on this Juneteenth that today, no matter our race, religion, gender, or sexual orientation, we recommit ourselves to working to free modern-day slaves from around the world and to honoring in our own time the efforts of those who fought so hard to steer our country truer to our highest ideals.
Thank you. The next item is public discussion. Do we have a motion to open to the public?
So moved.
I think. Do we have a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor of opening for public discussion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Motion is carried. We're now open to the public. Anyone wishing to speak? We are limited to 3 minutes on subject, anything to do with government. No yielding of time. May only come up once. Please state your name and address. Mr. McQueen.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Anybody from the public wishing to speak, use the chat function, raise hand feature, or *3 from your telephone. Again, anybody from the public wishing to speak, please use the chat feature, raise hand feature, or *3 from your telephone. Mr. Guy, you are unmuted.
You can hear me? Sorry about that. Benjamin Guy, 35 Patton Drive, Somerset, New Jersey. I wanted to ask the town council just because it came up over the weekend for the Juneteenth holiday, and I think there was a rally down in Trenton for it. I was asking the town council from a general census, because I didn't really hear it discussed too much here, is where we stand with community civilian review boards. That is one thing, and then where do we stand with ARC 145, which has to do with minute of 13th, to actually make sure that we have the legal right to be free in the actual country itself, because that bill was never really amended, and we wanted to know exactly where most of the town council actually sits with that. Angela McKnight actually sponsored this bill. I think Joe Danielson actually is a part of the subcommittees here, and I wanted to see where the town council people actually stood with some of these issues that were going on with the state of New Jersey itself. So we didn't really hear no statements or votes. I think this was brought up last year during the COVID cycle, so we're bringing it up again because it's before the assembly bills, and we just want to know where the town council actually stands with some of these sort of statewide issues. We heard about medical marijuana, but we didn't hear about other specific issues that are actually affecting the communities at large also. And then additionally, for with the Parks and Rec Department, I know we're having problems with the Colonial Park with the county parks for the water. I think the waterworks that's over in the county park itself, and I heard the actual county freeholder and give the freeholders meeting. They gave an update on the report, but I want to make sure that we were doing that for the public here, just about our parks and what's open and what's not going to be open for the summer, what delays are going on. So those are my basic questions at this specific time frame.
Anyone else wishing to speak?
Mr. Mayor, we have a caller with 908-305. You are unmuted.
Oh, thank you. This is Jim Johnston at 34 Norwich Place in Somerset. I'd like to talk about the legalization of marijuana. I think that's a good thing, or the decriminalization, because I think the way the laws used to be, I agree that they were way too harsh. So I think it's a good thing that it's been legalized. And also, I am not against marijuana for medicinal purposes, but I do not think that we should go to the opposite extreme, whereby we encourage people, or not encourage people, but we make available to people in our local neighborhoods places where they can buy marijuana for recreational purposes, and especially near schools. And there's been a growing bipartisan opposition to this. The towns of Manville and Bridgewater, which are Republican town councils, they have banned marijuana sales in their towns. And Piscataway and South Brunswick, which have Democrat town councils, they also have banned marijuana sales in their towns. And just today or yesterday, it was announced that East Brunswick has also banned marijuana. So there's a growing list of towns surrounding Franklin that have banned the sales of marijuana, and that means that Franklin is getting to be in the minority almost. And now the mayor of Piscataway, he said that the reason they did that was because they want Piscataway to stay a family town for children to be raised, and an attractive community for mom and pop stores, for large corporations. Also, I think that if the surrounding towns that surround Franklin have banned the sale of marijuana, does that mean that people from those towns will come to Franklin to buy marijuana from here for recreational purposes? So that's a concern I have. So if we could address that, I would appreciate that, and I thank you very much.
Thank you. Anyone else wishing to speak?
Yes, just a reminder, the chat function is not managed. Mr. Grimes, you are unmuted. Caller, if you could lower your hand by hitting *3 again, please.
Good evening, Council. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. My name is Edward Lefty Grimes. I'm with sativacross.org. We're a 501c3 here in New Jersey, advocating for disabled rights and for cannabis patients' rights. And I want to thank you for considering the sick and the dying and putting the last first in your town, allowing patients to get their medicine. A lot of towns are banning medicine, and you got disabled war vets in wheelchairs that you're basically making them suffer in certain towns. You know, it's very hard to get anywhere in a wheelchair, and you're making it so much easier for like disabled war vets and kids with cancer and just sick people to get their medicine, because we can't travel. We need help. We're getting hit from all sides with taxes and moldy cannabis from the corporate cannabis, and we really need help. And now with recreational cannabis, there's going to be longer lines. When people in wheelchairs get to the front of that line, they're going to be out of the strains that they need, out of the amounts that they need. So yeah, I appreciate all you're doing for patients, and I appreciate the prayer. I think we need to put the last first, and we need to consider the sick and the dying before anything else, and medical cannabis before anything else. I just want to thank you, and I'll end with this. They went with songs to the battle. They were young, straight of limb, true of eye, steady and aglow. They were staunch to the end against odds uncounted. They fell with their faces to the foe. They shall grow not old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun and in the morning, we will remember them. Thank you, Council.
Thank you. Of course, people can speak about anything to do with government during this session. I will remind you there is another public portion when we discuss the cannabis ordinance that people can speak specifically on that. I'm not trying to prevent you from speaking about it now. Continue, Mr. McQueen.
Yes, anybody else from the public wishing to speak, please use the chat function, raise hand feature, or *3 from your telephone. Mr. Mayor, I do not see anybody else indicating they wish to speak at this time.
If no one come forward, I'll motion to close the public portion of the meeting.
Second that.
Moved and seconded. I'm just looking over the list. No one else has suddenly raised their hand. All in favor of closing the public portion, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, say nay. Motion is carried. Public portion is closed. We are now on to council comments and reports. Councilwoman Pruitt and Francois, Amberson, Udine, Chase, White, and Oni Jaka, then of course your deputy mayor. I said right.
Okay, boys and girls, we are going to
Councilwoman
take a
Pruitt.
break. They are.
Thank you, Mayor.
They're moving to a different agenda item now. 7:30 is Old Bridge, Sparta. We're going to go back to Franklin and thank them. We're going to be back to Springfield in about an hour. So we got a few more meetings to go to tonight. We'll be back on, in about a half hour or so. Go get your coffee and pack your bongs, get them ready. And we'll be back in a little bit to continue the Ignorance is No Excuse tour. Good luck down in Wall, fellas. I'm so happy to see people in Wall. They're like, oh, we only got a couple of people. No, man, you got enough people. Believe me, you got enough people. Trust me, you could do a lot with a few people. A few caring, compassionate people can change the world. Just remember that. So, good on you. Good on you, Keith. Okay, see you in a half hour. Chucky, I'm sorry, I didn't check the chat. My chat is not working on YouTube. Oh, there it is. Hey, Seth. Okay, I didn't see my chat before. Okay, here we go. Seth, what's up, buddy? Yes, I'm repping Sativa too. Can't see it, but I'm repping it. Ripping it. Dispensaries will have to stay in commercial zones. And a dispensary does not make a town a bad place. No, it makes it a very good place. I need dispensaries everywhere. I need medical dispensaries. These recreational dispensaries, man, they're going to be... You thought Colorado had long lines. Jersey's going to be crazy. Just look at the Weed Men's joint. Look at the line outside the Weed Men's joint. It's a line out there. So, and I've seen the dispensaries with lines. I've seen Breakwater. I've seen a lot of lines at a lot of these dispensaries, and it's, it's hurtful. So, yeah, I want more patient access. I could care less if you want to get stoned. You want to get stoned, go get stoned the way you were getting stoned the last 20 years. Patients that are sick need access, and I'm going to put them first. Sorry, I agree with you. Want to get stoned? I agree with you. You want to do it? You want to get stoned as you want. But we're putting the last first here at Sativa Cross. See y'all in a little bit. Catch y'all